This is Stafford Green-White-Checkered. Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Stafford Green-White-Checkered. I am your host, Darren Ayotte, where we will be breaking down every Friday night of action for you from Stafford Spring's own Stafford Motor Speedway. We will have recaps from all 6 divisions of racing, finishing results, point standings, and more. And we'll even have some interviews from time to time with some guests on the show. But now let's get started with our Stafford headlines of the week from this Friday night. And as you can see, the number 92 of Tom Fern makes it 3 in a row as his early season surge continues in the late model division. He's jumped 4 spots in the points in the last 3 weeks, good for 7th in the standings. 4 of the 6 winners Friday night got their first win of 2015, including the 22 of Michael Jarvis Jr., who won an absolutely incredible SK Modified feature. In that SK Modified feature, the drama from last week continued, as the 6 of Ryan Preece and the 50 of Woody Pitkat collided in a battle for the lead with just 4 laps to go. We'll have more on that in the SK Modified recap. But let's get started in the eventful Legends feature. The 76 of Dana DiMatteo led the majority of the race, with constant pressure from points leader Devin O'Connell and his brother, Corey DiMatteo. But after Corey had a problem on the lap 18 restart, it became just a 2-car battle. The 76 and the 43 drove their hearts out for 2 of the best Legends laps we have seen all season long. Take a look.
And the 75 isn't even able to get back up to speed. White flag is out, Matt. Final circuits.
And it's up to Devin O'Connell to try to put some pressure on Dana DiMatteo as they both saw their way into the 3rd corner. Here comes O'Connell. DiMatteo is holding him off.
He moves to the inside, and car number 43 in a squeaker.
I got into him a little bit, and that's racing in these cars, and I expect the exact same thing right back, whether it's next week or later in the season. But I can't thank 860 Motorsports enough, the Chatham Highland Motel for funding my car every week, my dad for coming out here every single week. Heck, he changed the motor again overnight because we lost one at Waterford. And thanks to Johnny O'Sullivan for letting us borrow the motor. And also, happy birthday to my buddy Bill Morgan. You said you wanted me to give you a shout-out, so here's your shout-out. 33 of Devin O'Connell breaking through for his 3rd win of 2015. As we look at the rest of the top 10. There you go, Devin O'Connell, the 3rd win of the season. Dana DiMatteo comes home in 2nd after being passed in turn 4 of the final lap. That is his 7th top 5 of the year. It was a crazy turn 4 pass there. Certainly an exciting finish to that race. Noah Corner comes home in 3rd, Andrew Muller in 5th. How about Mikey Flynn? He spun on lap 8, but he was able to recover for a 6th place finish. Certainly happy to see that for him. And there you go, 8th place, Corey DiMatteo. Had his trouble on that green-white-checkered start, and he was able to limp home for 8th. Certainly not the finish that he was expecting out of that 75 car. And Ryan DeCandia wrapped up the top 10 in that 11-car field in that Legends feature. So how did Corey's finish affect the point standings? Well, here they are. After 8 of 23 races, and you'll notice right away, no changes among the top 5. Devin O'Connell remains in the lead with the DiMatteo brothers following close behind, just 2 points separating them. Andrew Muller, with his top 5 finish, came home with a +2 in the point standings, up to 6th place, still 126 behind. Christopher Fuller was the big loser this week at Stafford for the Legend Car feature point standings, dropping 2 spots. Noah Corner picked up 2 as well, and rounding out the top 10, Kyle Rogers, 216 points behind, drops down to 10th. So let's go now on to the Dare Stock feature. Well, it seems to be the Fern name that is getting it done on the track, as the 12-car of Alexandra Fern found herself in victory lane for the first time this season after taking advantage of her starting grid spot.
They will cross the line together with 1 lap to go. Alexandra Fern, the most important lap for her in 2015.
She leads him down the back straightaway. Alexandra Fern is the big winner tonight if she can hold on for 2 more turns. But look at that battle for 2nd. Frank Latois and Dembeck. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexandra Fern, the girl's done good tonight. She will take down the victory. Frank Latois will finish in second.
Yeah, it feels really nice after struggling and blowing a motor the second week, which was not awesome. But I can't be happier to be here. I can't thank my dad. I can't thank my car owner, Amadeo, enough. They do so much work to this car, and that's why it's here.
So there you have it. Alexandra Fern gets her first win of the season, a big win for her and that team. Certainly very happy to see that. And now here's the rest of the top 10 from that feature event. It was a very good feature. Frank Latois Jr. getting another second-place finish, his third second-place finish of the season. Certainly the most consistent driver we've seen so far. Dan Dembeck has come back to finish third, his sixth top 5 after a couple of rough weeks previous to this one. You'll notice Tyler Trott, the points leader coming in, came home in 5th. He's now tied with Frank Latois Jr. for the points lead. We'll have more on that in just a moment. You'll see rookies separating 7th, 8th, and 9th. That would be Zach Robinson, Paul Borden Jr., and Jake Higginson. Rounding out the top 10 was Doug Phelps in an 11-car field. You'll notice Marcello Rufrano's name is not on there. He came home in dead last in 11th. So here are the standings now, a third of the way through the 2015 season. And you'll notice no changes whatsoever among the positioning, but you'll see that Frank Latois Jr. and Tyler Trott are tied for first place. Dan Dembeck sits in third, just 4 points back. And you'll see right away Alexandra Fern now only 38 points back. She's really making a push now to become a part of that championship race. 38 points is not a lot of points. Remember, you can get 50 points for a win, so she's certainly in contention. And you'll see rounding out the top 10, Marcello Rufrano, who lost a lot of ground, still maintains a spot though, tied with Paul Borden Jr. Both are rookies. So it's on to another first-time winner here in 2015, and that's for the limited late model feature. The number 28 of David Ayotte has struggled at times and ran into some bad luck at others in 2015, but finds himself still in the championship hunt, good for 6th in the standings. The 2018 was looking for that one big finish to ignite the flame, and they got just that last night. Take a look.
White flag is out. No surrendering for David Ayotte, who's worked so hard and had no luck at all in 2015.
As he thunders his way down the backstretch, big, healthy lead over Cliff Saunders, and David Ayotte is 2 turns away from victory.
Off turn number 4, he's worked hard. Strategy pays off, and David Ayotte will secure the victory in tonight's limited late model feature event. Saunders will finish in second, Provost for third.
Yeah, we worked hard to get here. We've been struggling in the beginning of the year, some bad luck. I can't thank my crew guys enough for working so hard over the winter and this year. Rick DeCarli, Mike DeCarli, Felicia, Steve Johnson, Wendy, Tom, Everett, everyone on the crew.
So it was the first win of the season for David Ayotte, a very happy man. I talked to him after the race, and he was very excited for this whole team as they look to make a run at the championship. But first, let's give you the top 10 from that feature event. And you'll see Cliff Saunders came home in second, his 6th top 5 of the season. There you see Glenn Bartkowski in the number 7 car coming home in 4th, his 2nd top 5. A good points day for those guys, a much needed points day for them. You'll see Paul Ayotte, his brother, who came home in 8th, still trying to find a grip on that car, trying to get some good handling going. But certainly some strong runs for him still to come. And you'll see rounding out the top 10 is Robert Bloxham III, the rookie, with his 2nd top 10, so another good run for him. That was a 15-car field in that feature event. So let's check out the updated limited late model point standings now as they run after 8 of 23 races. And once again, minimal changes to the top 7. Of course, it got a little bit tighter. David Ayotte gained some points. He's only 58 back now of Dwayne Provost for 5th, so certainly in contention is David Ayotte. You'll see Justin Brennan and Glenn Bartkowski were the big winners of the point standings so far. You'll also see that Kelsey Rotino dropped 2 positions to 10th. Struggling car last night, 104 points back and -2 in the standings. On to the SK Lights feature. And the 20-lap feature saw another first-time winner this season. Can't stop saying that. The 92 of Daniel Wesson was the one who would take it home as he battled with the best of the SK Lights division. Take a look.
It is Daniel Wesson who just didn't give up. He didn't let them rattle him, and it's going to pay off. The youngster who came to Stafford dreaming of racing in the karts and then in the modifieds. 2 turns left. Daniel Wesson, the Sarek Fabrication Group, is heading to the winner's circle, and Daniel Wesson has done it. He will take down his first career victory here at Stafford.
Really tough race. When I saw Tony coming, I started overdriving it a little bit. Got in a little low. I didn't see him there.
The 20-lap feature saw another first-time winner this season. Of course, Daniel Wesson, certainly very excited. He was almost speechless, unsure what to say in the post-race interview, but let's give you the full results from that feature event. And as you can see, Nick Salvo would come home in second. A win in the second place in the last 2 races for Nick Salvo, so 2 big-time weeks for him and that team. Jeff Beaujolais came home in third, his 4th top 5 of 2015. You'll see right away 5th and 6th, which were the 2 points leaders. Joey Farino and DJ Burnham finishing in 5th and 6th. Farino was able to pick up 2 points to tie DJ Burnham for first in the standings. We'll have that in just a moment. Just want to point out Stephen Kopchik, another top 10, and Glenn Griswold, another top 10 for him. He's certainly turning things around this season. But now let's give you those updated SK Light point standings, and they shaped up quite a bit actually, the most that we saw in 1 week so far. You'll see that there was quite a few changes except for Jeff Beaujolais. He was the only one to stay in his position. But first of all, check out Daniel Wesson going +7 with that win last night. What a win for him and that team, and certainly in contention to get into the top 5 in points as the weeks go on. But you'll see Joey Farino does leapfrog TJ Burnham technically because he has more wins, but is tied for the points. Stephen Kopchik gains a spot to 4th. You'll see another rookie, Matt Swanson, who fell to 5th. Bob Charlin gains a position to 6th, and Jay Goff picked up 2 spots with a solid run in the number 07 car, 112 points out of the lead. So it's time for that SK modified feature. And the race saw a big wreck early involving some big names, including the 17 of Glenn Reen, the 59 of Ronnie Williams, and the 84 of Joey Cipriano. There were also multiple black flags issued throughout the race. Certainly have not seen a lot of black flags this season among all the divisions, but 2 big names were penalized, and that was the 88 of Keith Rocco and the 99 of Rowan Pennick. Both were black flagged. Keith Rocco was dripping oil on the racetrack, and he had to come down for a stop and go. Both drivers were able to recover, and after that, more chaos ensued.
As he continues to hold off Preece.
Woody Pitkat is so hungry. This is the toughest deal he's had to contend with. Not being back in winning form in the SKs. He wants to change all of that here tonight. Preece starts to stretch it out. Pitkat doesn't give up. He gives him a run for it off turn number 4. Pitkat still the leader at the line, 38 counting.
Ryan Preece running out of time. Now he goes downstairs for the bottom shot.
He goes up over
Pitkat's car, and he hits the wall. The 2 cars came together, and Ryan Preece avalanched the 50 of Woody Pitkat.
Unbelievable chain of events goes down. Woody Pitkat's Cinderella story of the night goes up in smoke. Ryan Preece drives away, but Woody Pitkat's car is the car that set stranded, and a heartbreaker again for the Scavora family and Woody Pitkat. Woody told me 2 weeks ago, he says, Ben, I have won in just about everything I have raced this year. I have been fortunate, but there isn't a group that's worked as hard as this Scavora family in search of a victory. I want to do it for them.
Okay, 2 points. I don't think there was a driver who worked as hard as Woody Pitkat did.
Yep.
Because you go by the lap times before Preece got even with Pitkat, he was running 0.3 of a second faster. So Woody Pitkat used all of his Stafford know-how to hold off Preece. Then Ryan, after running on the outside for about 10 laps, decided to change his technique and move down low and try the bottom shot.
A battle for the lead there certainly went wrong with just 4 laps to go. Very unfortunate for both drivers, especially Woody Pitkat, as he was unable to get the car going, although Ryan Preece was. Both drivers were very upset with each other afterwards and kind of pointed fingers at the other, but all in all, a tough racing move there for both drivers, and certainly one of the tougher wrecks we've seen at Stafford Motor Speedway so far. But that wreck both cost them a chance at the win and left the door open for a few other drivers who were in desperate need of a good finish, and a few were able to make the offer.
and that was the 22 of Michael Jarvis Jr. Take a look.
Side-by-side bid for the lead on turn number 4, but Jarvis has it at the line. White flag is out.
Let's see what Pennock will do. Jarvis going a little high in the corners, hugging the bottom. Does Pennock have room? We are about to find out. Jarvis is holding him off. Here comes Pennock down low.
He taps the back bumper. Jarvis guards the spot. Michael Jarvis has done it. He will take down the win. Rowan Pennock will finish in second. Tyler Hines will finish in third.
Yeah, most of the race I was thinking like, okay, we got a top 5 car here. Then after people started wrecking each other, and I was like, okay, now we got a 4th place. Another car goes, all right, got a 3rd place car. And by the end, I was like, hey, if we got a 1st place car here, we decided to do it on the outside of Rowan. And, I did everything I had to do to win the race.
What a win for the 22 of Michael Jarvis Jr. Certainly one of the biggest upsets we've seen this season at Stafford, and nobody really saw that one coming. So let's take a look at that top 10 now, and what you'll see right away is not just Michael Jarvis Jr. getting his first win, but you'll see Tyler Hines, the rookie, coming home in 3rd, his first top 5 of the season. So another driver that needed a big-time finish to get themselves going and get the team positive and get some momentum going into the next few weeks. Certainly happy for both of those teams. You'll see Rowan Pennock. I mentioned he was black flagged early in the race. He came home 2nd and almost won the race. Certainly, that is the championship caliber team that we're seeing this year out of the 99 of Rowan Pennock. You'll see Dan Avery came home in 4th with Eric Burnt in 5th. Ryan Preece, of course, was involved in that wreck, came home 6th. Woody Pitkat as well. He was in 8th. Of course, he was finally able to get that car going after a while, but 8th place finish was not what they were looking for. Justin Bonsignor finishes in 9th, and you'll see Sean Foster, his 2nd top 10 of the season, and a much-needed day for him as well. The 20-car field consisted of the 88 of Keith Rocco, who came home 11th, certainly not the finish they were looking for either, and it showed in the point standings, and we'll show you those point standings right now, and you'll see right away, Rowan Pennock takes the points lead over both Keith Rocco and Ryan Preece, who unfortunately, Ryan Preece was the victim of that tough racing move at 4 to go, and Keith Rocco the victim of dripping oil on the track. So both dropped to 6 points back and -1 in the standings. Eric Burnt picks up 2 spots with a good finish, and you'll see Dan Avery as well picking up 2. Tough day for Joey Cipriano. He drops 2 positions, 74 points back. And rounding out the top 10 is Michael Jarvis Jr., the 22 car, of course, getting the win and picking up 3 spots in the standings, just 92 back. So 1st through 10th, just 92 points back. Very close race in the SK Modified feature. We're very excited to see that. It's a very competitive division, and certainly know that it'll be going down right to the very end in the SK Modified. So, to the final recap of the day, and that's the late models. The 92 of Tom Fern was hoping to make it 3 in a row, and his quest for the late model championship continues. Take a look.
One of the most difficult things to do at Stafford Speedway is to get 3 wins in a row, a three-peat, and Tommy Fern is 1 lap away from pulling it off.
No question about it. He heads down the back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 back-to-back victories off turn number 4, the Serrett Ford. Safeco, number 92, checkered flag is waving, and Tommy Fern has done it 3 in a row.
Well, congratulations to Alexander on the Dare Stock win, and Danny and SK Light at number 92 in victory lane, so shout out to him too. But yeah, the car was real good. We've been good. We had a real decent starting spot. I knew to take my time there, and with the crew I got and my wife.
So Tom Fern has done it. He goes back to back to back. Only driver to do that this season here at Stafford. And as we show you the results from that 30-lap feature, here is the top 10. And you'll see Josh Wood came home in 2nd, a 5th top 5 and 8 starts for Josh Wood. Ed Ricard in 3rd in the 77 car, good run for him. Points leader Michael Bennett came home in 4th. Michael Scorzelli in 5th. Tom Butler in 6th, another good run for him. Kevin Gambacorta still trying to get that win, coming home in 8th. Rookie Michael Ray finished in 9th. His 5th top 10. He's still chasing his first top 5 though, so that's an interesting thing to note. And rounding out the top 10 is the 5 car of Scott Cook in a 13-car field. So how did that play a part in the points? Well, very similar to some other point standings we've seen on this show. There's no changes, but certainly it got a little bit tighter. Tom Butler just 18 points back. Josh Wood is just 2 points out of second place. And you'll see Tom Fern continues to move up. He did not move up a position this time, but just 78 points back. At one point, he was well over 120 points back, so he's picked up quite a bit of ground in the standings, 11th to 7th, like we mentioned earlier. We will now end the show with this week's Stafford Fast Fact, and certainly this is an interesting one relating to Tom Fern in that 92 car. Tom Fern is the first late model driver since Ryan Pasocco in 2008 to win 3 straight late model feature events. Now, of course, certain drivers in the past have won 3 straight events, but haven't seen that in the last 7 years, despite some of the great late model drivers that we've seen around, such as Tom Butler, Adam Gray, and many others, unable to get 3 straight victories. So how about that for Tom Fern joining some elite company, the former 3-time champion? Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Stafford Green-White-Checkered. And for our producer, Antonio Squitieri, and on behalf of the entire crew here at Nutmeg TV, I am your host, your Stafford Insider, Darren Ayotte, and we'll see you next week on Stafford Green-White-Checkered.